As TikTok faces data harvesting claims, spy agency warns Canadians to protect themselves. CSE says it's updating its social media guidance. The man who oversees cybersecurity for the federal government says Canadians should be wary of apps that could leave their data in the wrong hands, a warning that comes as the wildly popular Chinese-owned social media app TikTok faces claims that it has spied on its users. Sami Kauri, head of the Communications Security Establishment, CSE, Canadian Centre for Cybersecurity,
Subscribe our YouTube channel and click our bell icon for new videos.
CSE, Canadian Centre for Cybersecurity, said users need to be aware of what they're agreeing to when they download an app, and should ask whether it enables access to their personal data. You have to ask yourself the question, do they need to access that information? Why does an application need to access all of my contact list? Why does it need to access my calendar, my email, my phone records, my texts? He told 24newsread.blogspot.com news. You layer on top of that the risk of connecting my 200 contacts with your 200, and then you have an aggregate of information. In some cases, it lands in places that don't live by the same principles of rule of law and respect for human rights. TikTok, whose parent company ByteDance is based in China, has been accused of aggressive data harvesting. The European Union's data watchdog is investigating what it has called transfers by TikTok of personal data to China. The CSE said Canadians with commercially sensitive information on their devices should be especially cautious when granting access to their devices. Some platforms are responsible platforms where you potentially don't have to worry about the data falling into the hands of a nation-state. But other platforms are too close to that line, Kauri said. Prime Minister Justin Trudeau said last month the CSE was keeping an eye on TikTok. I think people are concerned about TikTok. I think people are obviously watching very carefully, he said. The CSE is one of the best cybersecurity agencies in the world and they're watching very carefully. So far, CSE hasn't issued an advisory against using TikTok, which claims 1 billion visits per month. Instead, it offers general advice to Canadians about social media. Kauri said the CSE is now updating that guidance. TikTok denies sharing data with China. The US already has banned federal employees from using the app on government-issued devices, citing national security concerns. A growing number of universities in the US have also banned the social media platform on school-owned devices and networks. Late last year, Republican Senator Marco Rubio introduced a bill to ban TikTok in the United States entirely. Evan Koronewski, a spokesperson for CSE, said it's closely watching what the US and other allies are doing. We continue to monitor the situation and inform the Government of Canada on the most relevant and applicable cybersecurity advice and guidance, he said. This includes working together with our federal partners at the Treasury Board Secretariat and Shared Services Canada to ensure government information systems and networks remain secure and protected. In a statement, a spokesperson for TikTok insisted the Chinese Communist Party has no control over ByteDance, that it has never provided Canadian users' data to the Chinese government and that it would not do so if asked. We continue to have a constructive relationship with the Canadian government, and engage across departments to demonstrate how we protect the security and privacy of Canadian users, and to respond to any questions that officials may have, said the spokesperson. When asked if they'd recommend their family members download TikTok, Kauri and Rajiv Gupta, associate head of the Canadian Centre for Cybersecurity, urged caution. I turn off everything in any of the apps I use, because that's my personality, said Gupta. Departments to demonstrate how we protect the security and privacy of Canadian users, and to respond to any questions that officials may have, said the spokesperson. When asked if they'd recommend their family members download TikTok, Kauri and Rajiv Gupta, associate head of the Canadian Centre for Cybersecurity, urged caution. I turn off everything in any of the apps I use, because that's my personality, said Gupta. Because that's my personality, said Gupta.
Subscribe our YouTube channel and click our bell icon for new videos.